So, good morning and welcome to the Facts Behind the Figures presentation by Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank. I would like to welcome the Chief Executive Officer, Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank, Mr. Sunday Olumorin, and other members of the management team of Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank who are presently on the call. Thank you for joining in today. I would also like to introduce
good morning and welcome to the Facts Behind the Figures presentation by Infinity Trust.
Sorry for the break in transmission. So I'd like to welcome the team from Nigerian Exchange Limited, our Divisional Head Capital Markets, Mr. Jude Chemeka, the Divisional Head Business Support Services, Mrs. Irene Robinson Ayonwale. Welcome, sir and madam. My name is Loretta Ndoma Egba, and I'll be your moderator for today's webinar. We're pleased that you could take the time to join us today. Despite Sean, I would like to share a few housekeeping notes. For our speakers, please remember to keep your microphone muted throughout the session, except when you're invited to make a contribution. For attendees, we encourage your active participation, and if you have any questions at any point, kindly type them using the Q&A feature on your screen, and we'll hold them for the appropriate Q&A session towards the end of this webinar. We look forward to an engaging Facts Behind the Figures presentation today. The welcome address will be delivered by Mr. Jude Chemeka, Divisional Head Capital Markets at NGX. His welcome address will be followed by a brief remark from the Chief Executive Officer, Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank, Mr. Sunday Olumorin. Thereafter, we'll listen to a presentation from the Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank team, led by the CEO, Mr. Sunday Olumorin. Please remember to share any questions you may have on the presentation via the Q&A feature on your screen. Thank you once again for joining us for this session. I will now invite Mr. Jude Chemeka for the opening remarks. Over to you, sir.
Thanks, Loretta. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to today's Facts Behind the Figures presentation of Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank PLC. On behalf of the board and management of the Nigerian Exchange Limited and the entire capital market community, I commend the management of Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank PLC for their participation in today's event. The Facts Behind the Figures presentation provides our listed companies the opportunity to inform the market of their financial performance, as well as their other strategic and operational developments. Today, we'll look forward to an interesting and fruitful interaction, which is vital for transparency, price discovery, and the overall performance of the stock price of Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank PLC. Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank PLC is one of the leading and most capitalized primary mortgage banks in Nigeria. The bank has significantly increased its shareholders' funds from a negative position in 2004 to over 4 billion and maintain an unbroken record in terms of consistency in dividend payment to shareholders for 14 years. The company has wholly or partly financed no fewer than 20 modern estates in Nigeria, thereby providing standard affordable housing to over 10,000 Nigerian families. The company recently recorded a profit after tax of 172 million for first quarter 2022. It reported a 32% growth in profit after tax in full year 2021 from 411 million to 542 million naira. I'm sure we'll get to the details of this in the course of the presentation. This achievement is as a result of the hard work and resilience displayed by the management team, who continue to rebuild and reposition Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank to further deliver on its promise to be the leading customer-focused mortgage bank. They continue to strengthen the company's financial performance, maintaining a growth trajectory with a total turnover of 463 million naira in Q1 2022 compared to 382 million naira for the corresponding period of 2021, which represents a 21% increase year-on-year basis. We would like to recognize these efforts being made by the board and management of Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank towards achieving continuity by improving business operations and restoring investor confidence in the company. At the Nigerian Exchange Limited, we remain consistent to our commitment to helping issuers deliver great value from their interaction with the market. By positioning ourselves as the African exchange of choice, we continue to implement policies aimed at strengthening corporate governance of all our listed companies and providing products that are aligned to investors' requirements in a fair and orderly market. Exchange provides an efficient, liquid, and multi-asset securities platform that offers investors varied options, including equities, fixed income, derivatives, and other exchange-traded products, including mutual funds. We are committed to developing the Nigerian capital market by providing a market that thrives on innovation and responds to the needs of stakeholders in assessing and using capital. Our market continues to be resilient in providing stakeholders with a platform to raise capital and invest. Year to date, NGX Exchange Limited has facilitated needed financing of over 3.3 trillion naira in capital raised by governments and corporates across various asset classes. Indeed, as an exchange, we have achieved increased efficiency in terms of competitive pricing structure, improved turnaround time to market, and enhanced customer experience. We believe that it is our responsibility to strategically position ourselves to support the growth of our stakeholders. To this end, we encourage Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank PLC to continue to strive for sustainability by upholding the highest levels of integrity and continually delivering value to all the stakeholders. I therefore use this opportunity to invite Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank PLC and all viewers to leverage the various benefits of listing on the exchange, including improved access to capital, increased global profile, and access to liquidity. We thank you, our guests, for your presence today, and we encourage you to participate fully during the interactive session. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed my pleasure now to invite Mr. Sunday Olumori, Acting Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank PLC, to deliver the fact behind the figures presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Jude. Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to be here on this platform to present the facts behind the figures of my bank, Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank PLC. Before I proceed on my remarks, I, on behalf of my board and management, wish to specially acknowledge and appreciate the CEO of Nigerian Exchange Limited, who is not present, Mr. TV Kupola, CFA, the divisional head of capital markets, Mr. Jude Chiemeka, the executive management, and indeed the entire staff of Nigerian Exchange Limited, not only for their wonderful contributions to the market within the recent past, but more particularly, their support in various forms. I appreciate the stock brokers, investment analysts, capital market reporters, our shareholders, potential investors, and indeed all gentlemen and ladies that have spared out their precious time to join us on this important event. I say welcome to you all. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly permit me to go down the memory lane a little. Some years ago, precisely in 2013, in our quest to become the market leader of our industry, and at the same time offered an opportunity for the investing public to be part of this wealth-creating endeavor, we were listed on the floor of the Nigerian Exchange Limited by introduction. As you all know, there are several advantages that an organization stands to benefit from public listing. I therefore affirm to you this morning that we have witnessed significant growth in all areas since we've become listed. Perhaps you will give me the chance to mention just a few before the presentation. We have grown in profitability, dividend payout, assets, shareholders' funds, balance sheet, and even branch location. However, there is still something that is paramount to us, and that is meeting the 20% free flow requirement of the exchange. This is one of the reasons why we are here today. We understand the dynamic nature of the market and strive as a listed bank to attract more investors that will buy our shares. I'm honored to lead this great mortgage bank, Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank PSC. Though a point of correction, I'm not the acting managing director, I'm the substantive managing director of the bank. I seek your attention and cooperation as I will take you through an insightful and informative presentation that is guaranteed to open your eyes to a new investment opportunity that can significantly add value to your wealth. Once again, I thank you for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your remarks. So we'll go into the presentation right now. The presentation will be led by Mr. Sunday Olumorin, the Substantive Managing Director of Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Loretta. Let's go with the presentation. My discussion in this presentation will center on
Sir, please share your screen, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, my discussion will center on our company's profile. I'll give an history of the environment we operate. I will give you our business fundamentals. I'll give an overview of the industry and highlight on our financials. I will disclose our strategic focus in the presentation and tell you what we have done in the area of corporate services and the impact it has to the society. Then I will now address the main issue, or one of the main issues, which is the free flow deficiency. Our company profile. So I want to adjust something. For close to 2 decades, we, Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank PSC, has remained committed to providing Nigerians with endless home ownership opportunities through efficient mortgage services. Our vision is as stated in the slide, to be the ideal customer-focused mortgage bank. The same thing our mission. My respected listener, I know you'll be eager to know about our journey so far. That will then take me to the next slide. Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank PLC was incorporated in 2002. However, we did not commence business until 2003. That is just a year after. However, it may interest you that we started making profit the second year we commenced business. And our profit has been growing since then. In 2013, we became a public company. And in 2013, we got listed on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. In 2014, we became a national mortgage bank. We have financed well over 20 estates across Nigeria and providing homes for over 10,000 families. We have strategic partnership with the following institutions. We have strategic partnership with Mortgage Warehousing Finance Limited, which is a pre-financing partnership. We have with Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, which is financing of social loans, and the Nigerian Mortgage Refinancing Company, that is a refinancing partnership. Apart from this strategic partnership with this institution, we equally have shareholding in there. Apart from Federal Mortgage Bank, we have equity holding in Mortgage Warehousing Finance Limited, and we equally have equity shareholding in Nigeria Mortgage Refinance Company. We have expanded our operations to 3 states in Nigeria, apart from FCT. We have branches in FCT, in Nasarawa State, in Lagos, and in Kaduna State. Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank PLC, with a share capital of 100,000 in 2002, has consistently demonstrated resilience and tenacity despite the harsh operating environment, and we have grown to a shareholders fund of 6.77 billion naira. With these key milestones, I know you'll probably be eager to know about our strength. Like I told you, our vision is to be a ideal customer-focused mortgage bank. So our products are diverse, they are customer-focused, and they are flexible. Our processes are digitalized, and we have an effective collection process. By the time I go through some of the slides, you will see that because of our effective collection process, which is one of the key success factors in the mortgage banking sector and even in the banking generally, our NPL is very, very low. Our underwriting standard is robust, and our remedial asset management is fantastic. On capitalization, we have a strong capital base, well above a regulatory benchmark of 5 billion, and our capital adequacy is very, very strong. Our financials are strong. We have a strong financial performance. We have unbroken streak of profitability. Like I told you earlier, we started making profits since 2005. And since then, we have been growing in profit. And we have never made loss. We equally have unbroken streak of dividend payment. The first dividend payment in the life of Infinity was in 2006. And since then, we have been paying dividends and we have been consistently growing in dividend payment. Our non-performing loan is low, well below the statutory regulation. The statutory regulation is about 30%, but we are operating around 5% and even lower than 5% this year. Our balance sheet is robust. With this key milestone, I know that Infinity, and with this key strength and milestones, I know that Infinity is an attractive investment vehicle for a potential investor. Also, we have the experienced board of directors and management. Our directors, they are experienced, they are versatile, and we have strong corporate governance, and we equally have effective credit risk management. These are the faces of our directors. Like I said, our directors are made up of, we have 10 directors in all, one executive director, the managing director, myself, then the chairman, and 6 non-executive directors and 2 independent directors. We are gender sensitive. We have 7 male directors and 3 female directors. So meaning that we have 30% of the board to be female and 70% to be male. We hope to even improve on this gender ratio. So the independent directors strengthen the bank's corporate governance and enhance business oversight. We have this standing committee. We have the finance and general purpose committee. We have the governance, remuneration, and remuneration committee. We have the risk management committee. We have the audit, and we have the IT study committee, as well as the credit committee. The board members, the board committee, take absolute commitment on attendance of board committee meetings. We have diverse products, as I've told you. These are the list of some of the products that we have. We have the National Housing Fund, which of course will help even the low income earners. We have the Real Estate Development Fund, which will help the supply side of housing. We have the Infinity Mortgage account. We have quite a number of them, and we have all the features that are listed there. Now, not to bore you, I'll just move on from that. So, having said all that, I know it is important to illustrate our operating business environment. Before I go into the deal sheet, I want to remind you that despite the inability to directly change the variables of the operating environment, we in the Infinity Trust Bank PSC, we are equipped to work around the operating environment and achieve good results. So let's now go to the operating environment. In the operating environment, one of the greatest challenges we have is government policies and regulations. There is absence of unified foreclosure law in the industry. So this has gone a long way to create a perfection processes to be expensive and indeed cumbersome. And to worsen the whole thing, foreclosure will take long court processes. But however, I have good news for you in that area. Foreclosure law is now becoming something that awareness on it has improved. or has increased. 3 state governments, namely Kaduna, Nasarawa State, and Ekiti State, they've signed the foreclosure law in their various jurisdictions. And as talking, we have 2 other states that are in the process of signing. They are Ogun State and Lagos State. So by the time this foreclosure law is made, is signed and applied nationwide, the problem associated with these government policies, especially on the cumbersome nature and expensive nature of application processes and lengthy cost processes, will be a thing of the past. And it will help the market significantly. Another factor there is the inflation and interest rate. That's another attribute of the operating environment, inflation and interest rate. In Nigeria, we have double-digit interest rate on mortgages. This affects affordability. And also, this increase in prices affect business volume. As a matter of fact, it strangulates businesses. So, but the good news I have for you there is that some estate developers have now devised means of building low-cost houses. Even in fish program, that's one we've seen and witnessed that. Then interest rates on national housing fund offered by Federal Mortgage Bank is 6%, which is helping quite a lot of Nigerians to acquire houses. And in other words, it is helping and increasing activities in the market. And recently, the Central Bank of Nigeria introduced the interest drawback. So that one further reduces interest rate. And refinancing too bring down interest rate. So with this good news, the issue of interest rates and probably even for inflation or rising costs, the impact will be reduced. One other attribute that is common to the market, or even common to us as a mortgage bank, is a loan default. Of course, we lend a long-term loan, and the propensity to prepay loans sometimes, decreases as the loan that you avail, grows older. Then, and there's generally some people have poor attitude towards loan repayment. Then other factors too that will contribute to loan default are things like debt or even loss of job. But however, I still have good news for you in that area. There's what we call the GSI, introduced by Central Bank of Nigeria, which is Global Standing Instruction. This one will help and reduce loan default. We have the CRMS, and we call it have insurance against debt. Then we call it have a mortgage guarantee scheme, which of course will address some of this issue of loan default. But as I go through the slides, I will explain some of these things because I have them in the slides. So having discussed on the operating environment, I'm happy to bring to your knowledge some of our business fundamentals as a bank. On performance, our total asset is 16.2 billion. Our loans and advances is 10 billion. And our shareholders' fund is 6.8 billion. In the area of growth, we have sustained growth in revenue. And we are consistently on profitability track since 2005, meaning that we have been on profitability track 17 years in a row. And we consistently pay dividends. We have, like I told you, we started paying dividends in 2006, and 16 years in a row, we have never failed to pay our shareholders dividends. On rating, we have very strong regulatory rating. Last year, 2001, we had a low composite rating from Central Bank of Nigeria. And as a matter of fact, Infinity Trust Company Bank PSC is the only bank that has been so rated. We have strong entity rating from an internationally recognized rating agency, Augustus. And we equally have strong servicer ratings. Servicer rating is so important to the mortgage banking sector because it measures collection management. So by the time I go further in this the presentation, I will explain more to you on that. And on the strong entity rating, it's just the global rating of the bank. And the rating that we have, which is a strong one and investment grade, for that matter, is a BBB+. So, having said that, I want us to look at if there's one other business fundamentals that you should bring to your notice, I shouldn't forget that. That's going to be in the next slide. So that is on estate funding. And like I told you earlier, we have funded well over 20 estates. We funded the Sun City estate 100%. We funded Model City, and we funded Monarch Garden. We equally funded Vintage Estate, which is a low-cost estate. We funded Rose Coast Estate, and we are equally in Lagos now, and we are funding Skyview Apartment, and many others that I cannot bore you with here in this presentation because of time. This demonstrates our commitment and resilience in providing housing finance solutions. Our business location. We have business location, as I've told you before earlier, in FCT, in Lagos, in Kaduna, and in Nasarawa State. The interesting thing here, which I want you to note, is that all our business locations, apart from Kaduna, are fully owned by us. Apart from being fully owned by us, they generate additional rental income for the bank. We have won a lot of awards. The bank has received numerous awards because of her sterling performance. Some of the recent notable awards is African Leading Institution of the Decade 2021, and also Best Mortgage Bank in Nigeria. Having given you our business fundamentals, it is very important to give you the overview of our industry. So, industry overview. Our industry has enormous market opportunity. There is a wide gap. There's a wide gap in the housing in Nigeria that needs to be filled. Nigeria has a deficit or estimated deficit of over 20 million housing units caused by large and growing population, urbanization, dismal housing, production level. Although this figure, this is just a mere estimate, while some school of thought believe that the housing deficit in Nigeria is far more than 20 million housing units, Some other scholars feel that it could be slightly below that. But in the absence of accurate statistics, we know, everybody believes that the housing gap in Nigeria is indeed wide, and it's on the rising trend. We have a presence of a mortgage refinancing. There's a valuable opportunity to refinance our assets and create mortgage without facing liquidity problems now. Unlike in those days where the refinancing company was not in place. Then we have now we are adopting. There's adoption of a foreclosure law. There's increased awareness to adopt the foreclosure law. The mortgage industry will witness an unbelievable boost in Nigeria when this law is adopted nationwide, as I've said. We have the global standing instruction. This is an initiative of the CBN. This will enable banks to trace defaulters and consolidate their funds from any bank in Nigeria to settle their debt. And we have the credit risk management. This will eliminate serious debtors in the system. It will also aid background checks on customers, which will in turn reduce mortgage processing time. With this overview of the industry, let me just quickly mention this to you. The data that we have collected is what we have presented in this slide. You know, that's mortgage debt to GDP. In Nigeria, it is 0.3%. While in UK, countries like UK, it is 80%, and in US, it is 77%. In South Africa, and we call ourselves giants of Africa, it is 31%. Our own is still 0.3%. So the implication of that one is what I've analyzed in this slide, that Nigerian mortgage finance is still at the infancy. You know, and on the supply side, developers will need finance to provide mass housing, which will involve a lot of funds. And on the demand side, the availability of and the access of housing finance is a significant determinant in household decisions. It is apparent, therefore, that investors are needed in this sector, you know, to take advantage of this great potential. So, having said that, I just quickly want to show you, give you the our financial highlights. Our total assets grew by about 100% from 8.1 billion to 16.22 billion in 2021. Our loans and advances grew from 3.1 billion in 2017 to 9.91 billion, which is a growth rate of 219.35%. Our shareholders' fund, which was principally built from our retained earnings, increased from 5.75 billion to 2017 to 6.77 billion. The graphical illustration is shown by on the right-hand side on the slide. So, but you don't want to bore you too much. I will just skip over that and move to the next slide. So our gross earnings increased by about 100% from 0.88 billion in 2017 to 1.76 billion in 2021. And our profit before tax increased significantly from by 1.72% from 0.26 billion to 0.65 billion in 2021. Also, the graphical illustration showing the positive trend is shown on the graph, is shown on the right-hand side of the slide, which you can go through. So, in order to not do too much or waste our time, I go to the next slide. Earnings per share. Earnings per share increased by 174.14% between 2017 and 2021. In 2017, it was 12.33, while in 2021 it was 12. Now, and our dividend per share increased by 150% from 2 kobo in 2017 to 5 kobo in 2021. Our cost to income, which of course measured our efficiency, is persistently on the decrease, meaning that for every 1 naira spent, we have more percentage as to revenue than the cost incurred. So in 2017, our cost to income was 65%. But in 2021, our cost to income was 54.80%, which shows a decline of 15.69%, showing that we are gaining more efficiency. And our non-performing loans decreased by over 45.07%. In 2017, our non-performing loan was 10.56%. Although even that year, the non-performing loan was far below the regulatory benchmark. So, but yet we did not even rest on ours. So we worked on it, and it has significantly reduced, and it's reduced to 5.8% in 2021. And I can even tell you that even this year it has reduced below that 5.8%. You can see how efficient our collection strategy is, or our collection management strategy is working for us. So on the current year financials, so I haven't said all those ones are 2021, but now this is the current year to prove to you that, or to show you that the bank is indeed making a good progress. Our current year performance, so we have as at 31st March 2022, our total assets has grown to 16.6 billion. So this is a 15.12%, even higher than the corresponding period in year 2021. And our loans and advances has grown to 10.7 billion, which of course showed an improvement of about 38.19% over what we achieved in 2021. Our profit before tax, as at the end of first quarter 2022, is 0.18 billion, which of course is has shown an improvement of 18.62% better than what we achieved in quarter 1 2021. And our non-performing loan, as I told you before this slide, that our non-performing ratio has even improved better than what it was at 31st December 2021. So our non-performing loan as at the end of quarter 1 2022 was 4.79%. So if you juxtapose it on a percentage basis, we have lowered our non-performing loan by as much as 59.87%. So which of course is showing greater and greater efficiency. So our cost to income ratio has even reduced again further from what even it was as at 31st December 2021. And when you even compare it to what we have in last quarter, that is 2021 first quarter, it has shown an improvement of 21.82%. As our non-performing, our cost to income now is 50.41%. Our earnings per share, which is annualized, is 17.40 kobo, which is 8% better than what it was in the corresponding period last year. We have calculated this thing in graphical model so that it will aid easy understanding. So, but as we can see in the graph, everything they are showing improvement trend. So in order not to waste your time, I will just skip that and move further. But it is there for us to look at, and we'll see that indeed the bank is performing excellently well. But having said all that, then I will now start saying what are the factors that have influenced our growth. The factors that have influenced our growth are: one, we have a very strong brand, and our marketing effort is superb. So we keep increasing our market shares on daily basis. We have increased the customer confidence because of our performance. And what the philosophy, the idea is that once you come to Infinity Mobile Bank PLC, now you want to come back again. Then we have efficient corporate governance, and we have a strong management combined with a high expenditure control, as we saw in the cost to income ratio, and we have a good investment activity, and also we partner, with both private and public housing agencies. So having said that, I quickly want to take you to our strategic focus. Our strategic focus are: one, to be the leader in the sector. That is to retain our position as one of the best mortgage banks in Nigeria and become a standard of quality and service. Then remain most profitable and highest paying dividend mortgage bank in Nigeria. And also another strategic focus that we have is to be a dominant mortgage bank in the sector. And also our services, want our services to be customer oriented. Like I told you before, our philosophy that our services are tailored towards our customer as our main focal point. Our decision making is tailored towards that one too. And we are always also socially responsive. We have done quite a lot of corporate social responsibilities, and we continue to do it year in, year out. Like, these are just few of the corporate services, of the corporate social responsibilities that we have engaged even last year. Like, the first one that I have highlighted here is financial stroke mortgage literacy program. So, and we sponsored quite a lot of sports and sports competition in Nigeria. So we have highlighted all those ones here. Then, and we took part in support to orphanages and even hospitals. We do quite a lot of that. But in order to waste time, I'll just skip over this slide. You can go through it in our website later. So these are few of the awards that we have won in the recent past. Then one of the main issues now, which is the free flow deficiency, the challenges. Now, for a successful sales of share transaction, there must be a willing seller and there must be a willing buyer. That is what we are saying in this slide. So now we have a winning buyer, and the issue of willing buyer, as I've said, is not really our problem. As two of our institutional investors, Adcan Services Nigeria Limited and Labid Investment, have provided over 800 units of shares for sale. But the issue is willing buyer. And why we don't have that willing buyer? And what are the reasons why the willing buyer is not available? We believe that because of the general appetite to equity investment following the shock experience in 2008 to 2009 will be a contributing factor. And we also believe that the loans there by investing public towards our sector, mortgage banking sector, that investors have those there to invest in public, in our sector. So those are the things, those are the reasons why that could contribute to our shares that have been offered for sale not to have been bought. But however, we want to achieve this growing. I mean, this engagement really. This engagement really is to address that. It's just to make people understand why they need to invest in the mortgage banking sector, and the solution that we have, that we prefer, is what is displayed in this slide. First is initial public offer. We plan an initial public offer, which is subject to favorable market conditions. As it is now, going to the public or making an IPO may not be too favorable because of general apathy to towards acquisition of shares and IPO now. So the other solution that we are looking at, or that we are working on, is a private sale. We have appointed a new set of advisors to help us with the sales within their jurisdiction. We are engaging them, we are talking to them, and we are following them up, and we hope that this will achieve a good result. And we hopefully are focusing on improvement in our investors' relation. We are improving our visibility, and we are improving on our investors' relation. As a matter of fact, our communication department has been stretching to do all that and achieve good results. So then the other one is a regular update. So we are partnering and leveraging on a Nigeria Exchange Limited platform to provide information to the public, and we will provide more regular updates and more fast behind the figures in the soon to come, based on your approval. Then the other things that we are doing, which is strategically, we have a strategic direction to strengthen the position of the bank, so that the bank will become a lucrative. The bank will continue to be a lucrative place to invest. So the strategic direction that we are embarking upon, that we are consolidating and strengthening, is our business development. So we are equally strengthening our legal processes. So we are partnering with relevant states and government agencies to eliminate the bottleneck, the legal bottleneck we have a mortgage transaction, and adopt a more efficient legal framework to decrease our processing time in approving transactions. Then our enterprises risk management, we are building on it, and we leverage on CBN initiative of CRM and GSI. And on corporate communications, as I told you, we have developed a robust communication strategy that will enhance our overall business strategy. This will increase the bank's awareness among targeted stakeholders and build the brand image and reputation as the leading primary mortgage bank in Nigeria. So on rating, we continue to maintain our low risk profile rating, and also we maintain ratings from our high rating from globally recognized rating agencies. So we are in strategic partnership with Mortgage Bank, Nigeria Refinance Company, Mortgage Warehousing Finance Limited. We increase our partnership on them. Then on staff training, and development. So before I finish going to that, then family who funds, we are partnering with them, and a lot and some other agencies. Then on staff training and development, we continue to attract and engage and retain highly qualified skilled workforce, maintain our corporate culture of capacity building with a robust top succession planning across all cadres. So articulated plan, we are consolidating on our articulated and institutional liquidity and IT contingency plan, capital management plan, as well as dividend policy to guide against business disruption and a deterioration of capital. On information technologies, we have digital banking, and we are consolidating on them. We have quite a lot of products that are rolled out, and we are creating value by delivering IT services, products, and innovative solutions to enable business growth and meet future challenges. And on the capitalization, we are still looking at increasing our capital through equity injection, low cost low cost debt, and possibly low cost debt, margin and acquisition. So having stated all our financial strategy and our financial strategy direction and the steps that we're taking to address the flow deficiency, we have this financial focus to present before you. The focus as something that we can that is achieved. Have a look at our trends over the period and have a look at our historical performance over the period. Indeed, this focus is something that we are confident that we are going to achieve. On loan, we plan to grow our loan to a portion of 13.10 billion naira from almost 11 billion that we are in now. And in 2003, we are planning to grow it to 17.7 billion, while in 2004, we hope to grow it to 24 billion. And in 2005, we hope to grow it to 33 billion. On the asset, we have those trends that is there, which is achievable, as I told you, based on our historical record. Then on a PBT, we hope to achieve a PBT of close to $1 billion this year. Precisely, we are planning. We hope that we make 919 million naira by the end of 31st December 2022. And 2023, we hope to build our PBT to 1.3 billion. And in 2024, we hope to build it to almost 1.867 billion. And in 2025, 2.7 billion. So, and our dividend payment per share will continue to increase. So, this year, we hope that by the time we achieve a good result, we'll have all these ones to pay, and this trend is going. So, meaning that our shareholders, they have good prospect, and they have something to smile about. Then the earnings per share will increase. But I will at the end of this year, we hope it's going to be at not less than 9 per share, and by 2023 it will be 27 per share, and 2024, 2040, and 59 in 2025. We have represented this. We have put this in a diagram form, for our quick for us to look to see the strength of our prospects. Now, having said all that, I will want to summarize and conclude my presentation. So we said, despite harsh operating environment, our bank has continued to show its resilience weathering all challenges to remain at the top of our game. We have demonstrated clear leadership in the subsector in terms of profitability, leadership, capital adequacy, dividend payout, corporate governance, erudite management, and risk management, operational processes, and efficient reporting. We give the assurance that we shall continue to consolidate on our over the years gains and position our brand as the mortgage bank of choice in Nigeria. The mortgage banking subsector has enormous opportunities. These opportunities include provide medium and long-term mortgage funding, reduction in cost of mortgages by bringing down the primary mortgage bank cost of funding, and enhance profitability. The free float status remains a priority for the bank. We are working together with our advisors and the exchange on ensuring that the required free float percentage is achieved in the shortest possible time. So, we have in conclusion, we welcome you on board to become a stakeholder in Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank PSC. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for that very insightful presentation. We have just listened to the facts behind the figures presentation by Mr. Sunday Olumorin, the Substantive Managing Director of Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank. Thank you very much, sir. So without any further delay, we'll go into the Q&A session. Looking at the Q&A box, we have a couple questions from anonymous attendees. And the first question, which is from an anonymous attendee, is what are your strategies to tackle the current inflation risk on your bottom line going forward? That's the first question, sir. Over to you, Mr. Sunday.
Inflation rate on the bottom line. Now, as much as possible, we watch our costs as much as possible. We ensure that our cost is well managed, and we can even see it from the net from the income cost to income ratio, that it has consistently been reducing despite the inflationary pressure in the economy. So we are managing our costs.
All right, sir. Thank you very much for your response. So for the next set of questions, I'll take them in batches of two. The first one is, what business lines, following the release of the robust results showing year-on-year growth in PBT, what opportunities are being explored to sustain the performance to continuously deepen mortgage penetration by the bank? And then the second question is, what business lines or activities can these improvements in the earnings be majorly attributed to?
Like I told you before, that the market that we have in the mortgage sector is enormous. It's enormous. But however, we are looking at even increasing our product line by engaging on a diaspora mortgage. But the market is so enormous that it's just, if we get things right, especially on this foreclosure that is now becoming popular, the mortgage banking sector will so much witness a boom that it will swallow, it might likely swallow deposit money bank, just as we have in developed countries of the world. So we have quite a number of products. We develop products for those fish products. We develop products, different types of mortgages. and there are many, and indeed they are numerous.
Thank you very much for your response. So the next question is, what is the plan to realign the company's business model as the sector recovers from the impacts post-COVID-19 on operations?
The business model.
Yes, please.
As an impact of the impact of COVID-19. What we did was first, during the COVID-19 period, we restructured some of the loans, which of course helped us. But now what we are doing, we are increasing our branch expansion after the COVID-19 to increase our market share. And we increase on the digitalization of our products, of our services, of our processes. Just like I told you before, that we have a robust digital process. Like we have launched our mobile app, we have done a lot on our IT infrastructure. We have a good collection center. We are on NIMS platform. We are on industry platform. We have ATMs, machines, and we are indeed developing on our digital banking. So with all that one, we're well positioned to increase on our bottom line.
Thank you very much for your response, sir. The next two questions are, what have been the challenges to the operations considering the difficult operating environment as a result of the global pandemic? Also, what lessons have been learned?
Thank you.
Okay. Hello, sir.
Sorry.
Now, would you need me to go over the question again?
Pardon?
Would you need me to go over the question again?
Yes, I will be happy if you do.
Okay.
It's not very clear from this.
Okay. It says, what have been the challenges to the operations considering the difficult operating environment as a result of the global pandemic? Also, what lessons have been learned?
Okay. Some of the major challenges, like I told you, is the issue of foreclosure law. If the foreclosure law is passed and adopted by all state governments, the type of business or the type of results that we are going to see in the industry will be surprising. The industry will now become so robust, and returns on investment will be indeed great. So if that one can be addressed, and the issue of this interest rate of 18 can come down to single digits, then it will help us, it will help the industry a lot. Right now, apart from Federal Bank loan and the family post fund, the interest rate is still double digits. This one decreases affordability. So, along that, if these things can be addressed, if all these ones can be addressed, certainly the prospect in the industry will be fantastic. It's great. That is my response to that. But now, what we do now, because of the refinancing now, it is easier for us now to elongate the loan tenor. And by the time it is elongated, by the time we have long tenor, affordability will now be better, and the people will be able to afford to take more mortgages.
All right, thank you very much for your response, sir. We have about 3 more questions. One of them says, what have been the challenges to, pardon me, we have 2 more questions actually. The first one goes, within the increasing dependencies on technology, how is the company leveraging technology to improve its reach and also further enhance its business offering?
I briefly mentioned that the bank is doing a lot in IT. The bank is doing a lot in IT. We have digitalized most of our processes, or some of our processes. Now, like I told you, we are on InterSwitch platform, we are on this platform, we have our mobile app, and we want to extend this technology to our end-to-end loan origination, loan origination and to loan approval processes. So we'll digitalize it. Although it is just absolutely impossible to digitalize all, because there are some things that you may not be able to, because of the nature of our business. That if you want to package loan from origination, we have the software in place and we are improving on it. But we need to interface with some other agencies, like issue of verifying a title of our collateral. So until government come in now and do this, put these things in digital form, then we will not be able to do much on that. But like in developed countries, you can stay in your office and originate a loan, to go through all the processes till the time it is approved. On the line, online, you can check the title, the validity of the title that you are taking. That is the collateral. But in Nigeria, it is not possible for now. What you need to do is to engage solicitor to go and do that one for you. So until those things are put in place, before you can say, okay, I want to digitalize my processes 100%. But as per what we can do as a bank to improve our processes, we are doing, and we are improving in it.
Thank you very much, sir, for your response. We have a question from Goki Adifarasin. He's asking, looking at the increase in housing deficits in Nigeria, how do we close the housing deficits gap in the country?
Well, to close the house deficit gap might likely take a while. And the reason is simple. The gap is too wide. The deficit is too much. And if you reduce this one to naira and kobo, it will amount to trillions of naira. So what can help the system is a government intervention. That's what can help the system. Government intervention through land administration. By reducing perfection costs and charges, and by making perfection to be seamless without creating bottlenecks, and putting in enabling environment that will facilitate housing finance in Nigeria. As I told you before, our mortgage debt to GDP is too low, 0.3%. So unlike in South Africa, we call ourselves giants of Africa. Unlike countries like even like South Africa, that's just our that is in Africa. So they have over 30%, and we're just operating at 0.3%. So if government can come to our aid and put the protecting laws that are guiding, that will guide the lender, no doubt the industry will witness boost and increase operations.
All right, thank you very much for your answer. You have answered the questions he had asked. He had asked about 2 other questions, and you've already answered them. Thank you very much. And for the last question of this session, it goes, are there any strategies in place to drive revenue in line with projections for 2022? And how likely are these to be met? Can you talk us through these strategies? Over to you, sir.
Strategies that we are adopting, that are put in place to drive revenue are: 1, on product development. We develop more products. We develop more products, and even the existing products, we'll consolidate on them. 2, we will expand and consolidate our marketing strategy. We'll make ourselves to be well visible, and people will know more about us. We increase our the tempo of our marketing. Then again, we are going to expand our branches. We will expand branches, and we'll focus on cooperatives. Focus on we'll bring in more customers on board. Then and again, we'll reduce our cost, just as we have been working on cost. Then and again too, we make sure that our non-performing loan is minimal, because what kills a bank, is non-performing loans. Quite a number of mortgage banks, you cannot even hear of them again because of non-performing loans, and we guide these things very, very well, and that is why we remain on top of the industry. So very soon we are going to open another branch in Lagos, and it is coming very, very soon.
All right, thank you very much, sir. That's great news. Thank you so much for answering the questions. We have come to the end of the Q&A session, and I'd like to thank the management and leadership of Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank for this facts behind the figures presentation, and also answering the questions that were asked by the audience. So attendees, we thank you so much for your questions, and we hope that they have been answered by Mr. Sunday Olumorin, who is the Substantive Managing Director of Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank. So as we bring the event to a close, I'd like to thank first Mr. Sunday Olumorin, the MD, Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank. Thank you so much. Thank you to our attendees again. And to everyone here present, we thank you for taking out the time to attend this facts behind the figures presentation. So we'd like to bring this event to a close now. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Loretta.